So my channel basically consists of me having unpopular opinions, and for the most part, I'm okay with that. But there's one hill I'm terrified to die on, and that's the fact that I think Tina from Halloween 5 is good, actually. For those of you not in the know, Tina is basically the Jar Jar Binks of the Halloween franchise. So if I don't plead my case well enough, or frankly even if I do, I'm bound to upset a lot of people. So let's see how this goes. And try not to hate me too much. Halloween 4 ends with the cliffhanger that after allegedly defeating Michael Myers, his niece Jamie takes his place. In Halloween 5, we learn that Michael Myers of course survives, and Jamie did not take his place, but had a psychotic break and is now in a children's hospital where she has lost her ability to speak. Returning to the sequel is Dr. Loomis, Michael Myers' psychiatrist, and Rachel, Jamie's foster sister. Halloween 5 also introduces a few new faces. Tina is Rachel's best friend, and to understand the character of Tina, or frankly anything that happens in this film, one needs to understand the dumpster fire that was the production of Halloween 5. After the success of Halloween 4, a sequel was rushed into production so that it can come out by next Halloween. By the time shooting began, they had only 5 months to complete shooting for an October release. To make things worse, the script was also a mess.
We got 5, we had a partial screenplay, brought in a new writer, got another version of it. We actually started filming without a completed screenplay.
It's hard to pinpoint the blame on one specific person, but when discussing Halloween 5, many like to bring up the director, Dominique Ottinen-Girard, who from what I can tell, was just ambitious to a fault. There are some elements of this film that are unique and pretty interesting. For example, the portrayal of Dr. Loomis in this film. Gone is the hero that we all love, and in his place is an angry, cruel man who will stop at nothing to capture this monster, including using a 9-year-old child as bait. It's frustrating to see someone I like become like this, but it also makes sense. Trauma changes people, and after what he had experienced over the past 12 years, I can definitely see him turning into this man. I'm also intrigued by the portrayal of Michael Myers. In this film, there is some humanity in Michael, and he seems to be struggling with whatever is causing him to kill.
Uncle? Boogeyman? Let me see. You're just like me. Let me.
Again, this film was confined to an unreasonable time constraint, but given more time to flush out these concepts, I'd like to have seen where they could have gone. Halloween 5 seemed to want to explore layered, complex characters. Although not everyone was a fan of these changes, there was one complex layered character that was overwhelmingly rejected by audience goers. The most common complaint about Tina is that she's annoying. And yeah, in some ways, she's a lot. But a character like this is a common staple in the teen slasher film genre. When watching Tina, my mind goes straight to Linda from the first Halloween. She's a boozing, oversexed nitwit who says totally way too many times.
Totally, 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 totally.
But here's the thing. When it comes to Halloween fans, Linda is far from hated. Actually, the actress who plays her, PJ Soles, is somewhat revered in the horror community. So why is someone like Linda fondly remembered when the character of Tina is almost universally hated? Well, like the character of Tina, the backlash for her has many layers. But when comparing her to Linda, the main difference is while Linda is a disposable character, Tina is supposed to be one of the protagonists. Even though people like Linda, no one's actually rooting for her. But as a viewer, we're supposed to be rooting for Tina. And like Jamie, we're supposed to be devastated when she dies. This completely goes against the formula, and audiences reacted to that.
From a character standpoint, I do think the fact that I was willing to just say whatever I wanted and be this crazy person, it didn't always jive maybe with what people were expecting as the heroine.
She also had some big shoes to fill. Halloween 4 was all about Rachel and Jamie surviving Michael Myers. But very, very, very early in Halloween 5, Rachel becomes one of Michael Myers' victims. Halloween fans did not like this. Seriously, after all these years, it still pisses me off every time I see it. After Rachel's early demise, most of the tension and plot devices revolved around Jamie and Tina. Tina is why Jamie gets her voice back.
Tina? I love it!
Tina is why Jamie snuck out of the hospital.
I'm gonna find Tina! You don't even know where she is!
And ultimately, it's Tina who sacrifices her life to save Jamie. Many audience goers were confused by the fact that we're supposed to be this emotionally invested in a character that we only met a few minutes before the character we're used to rooting for is killed off. And if it feels like this came out of nowhere, that's 'cause it kind of does. Apparently, in an earlier draft, Wild Child Tina is killed off early, while Rachel and Jamie once again face off Michael Myers. But the director decided killing beloved Rachel off early would create a tone that says, all bets are off. So Rachel was killed off, and her lines and story were transferred over to Tina.
Poor Wendy, I mean, she had big shoes to fill. People loved Rachel, and they did not like Tina.
But I don't think this is a valid reason to reject Tina. It's frustrating that Rachel is dead, but Tina is genuine. Yes, the relationship between Tina and Jamie comes out of nowhere, requiring the viewer to have a suspension of disbelief. But this tactic is nothing new with the Halloween franchise. I mean, if you can't believe this relationship, then riddle me this. If it's revealed in Halloween 2 that Michael Myers' goal was to kill Laurie, then why did he make those detours to the other houses? If his eyes were shot out at the end of Halloween 2, then why does he have no problem seeing in future installments of this film? Seriously, who knows, who cares? Each installment of Halloween involves a little retconning, and if you want to enjoy these films, you kinda just have to go with it. Besides, Halloween 5 has far bigger retcons to worry about besides the believability of Tina and Jamie's relationship. Now, even after everything I've explained, there is one thing in this film that Tina does that arguably makes her irredeemable.
She's a virgin.
Got her phone number? You think that's funny? Hey, no, man. No, hey, just a little Halloween prank, okay? Definitely not funny.
Knowing what Rachel and Jamie have been through, how could she possibly find something like this funny? Or better yet, how can I say that Tina is good actually when she does something like this? The easiest response to that is, when a film has been rewritten as many times as Halloween 5 has, it slowly stops making sense. This is something the cast has mentioned in past interviews.
My experience is that when you are working on a film, there's a lot of changes midstream. It's almost never a good thing. There's something about the foundation that begins to get really flimsy.
You start poking holes in this film and you're gonna end up with some Swiss cheese, mister.
This scene is most likely something from an earlier draft that no longer makes sense, but for whatever reason never got cut out. Honestly, there are so many things in this film that just don't add up.
Why? Why are you protecting him?
Good question.
If you do that good and loud, I'll be out of here in a flash. You're one brave little girl.
Yeah, why are the cops using a 9-year-old girl in a sting operation? Did they even get her guardian's consent? Okay, but if you want to argue that this is in the film, therefore it's a strike against her, let me attempt to justify why she actually did this. Shortly before this scene, Tina is at the hospital where Jamie is begging her not to leave.
Tina, no!
Honey, I will come back later tonight and I will sleep with you right here.
Tina!
I'll be back. I love you.
Tina!
Outside Jamie's room, she has this interaction with Dr. Loomis.
Why don't you stay the night?
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta run.
Tina, please.
Stay away, okay? You know, you're really creepy filling that little girl with all that boogeyman crap.
I believe that you're in danger. Jamie believes it too.
Jamie's a 9-year-old girl.
Be sensible.
I'm never sensible if I can help it.
Tina!
Tina seems to have always been a carefree wild child, and suddenly she's finding herself in a situation where a child she really cares about is hysterical, while people are telling her she's in danger. This situation is arguably too much for Tina to handle, and like a teenager, she simply responds irrationally. Okay, so I gave a possible reason why Tina did this. Why did Rachel's other friends do this? I don't know, like Matthew Walker said,
Swiss cheese, mister.
In 2019, the actress who played Tina, Wendy Kaplan, did an interview with HalloweenMovies.com, and in that interview, she pretty much summed up the character of Tina by saying, "I like to think of Tina as a whole person. I mean, most teenagers are everything. They're troubled, they're loving, they're rebellious, they're afraid. They're such complex beings, and I think that Tina has all these qualities." Tina is a character in a movie full of retconning, plot holes, and frustrating choices. But that doesn't mean that the character of Tina was bad. Tina was a rich and layered character that was a breath of fresh air to a genre that by the late 1980s was becoming stale and formulaic. In the right setting, Tina could have been a game changer to this genre, but unfortunately, Tina was introduced in a film that was poorly conceived and poorly executed. When I was a kid, Halloween was the first franchise that I really got into. I remember always going to the video store to look at the VHS covers of these films, and Halloween 5 seemed like it was the best. I mean, look at this. When I finally did see Halloween 5, I saw a mess that was disappointing from beginning to end. And in spite of what most people feel, Tina was one of the few good things to come from this movie.